Hi, Ricky here, but Metal to the Masses Heat 5, and I'm here with From the Ashes. How you guys doing?
Yeah, thanks, good.
So ready to hit the stage soon?
Always, man.
Yeah, we're on first as well, so we better be ready.
Yeah, well, I'd like to ask the first question. How did it all start with you guys, and where did you begin as a band?
It started, me and Mal were downloading in 2008, 2009, and we saw a band on that were okay, but not great, and we kind of went, do that. Several years later, still trying to do that, but yeah, we'll hopefully get there at some point, you know. So I basically, Jess, my brother, me, Mal, and Giz, we knew each other from uni, so we kind of just like started jamming, and next thing you know, we had a band. It's like some magical process.
What's your sound like, and how would you describe it to someone who hasn't heard you before?
It's difficult, I think, because we've all got quite different influences. So there's stuff in there which is kind of stoner, grunge, even like blues and country. Like it all kind of comes together to kind of make our own sound. I think we've been compared recently to like Clutch, Soundgarden, Queens of the Stone Age, people like that. So if you like those sorts of bands, you're probably going to dig up.
Comparisons aren't more than happy with, to be honest.
That's pretty good.
Well, somebody said to me when we had our EP launch gig last year, they came down and were like, oh yeah, you guys really remind me of Queens of the Stone Age. And I was like, that's fine for me, because every drummer for Queens of the Stone Age is fucking amazing. So thank you.
They won't talk about you.
No. That's a really good, that's good compliment, I suppose you could say, definitely. What material do you have out at the moment?
We've got an EP out at the moment that was released end of last year, towards the end of last year. We had a really good kind of launch gig release party for that at Masses and Ents. It's a saloon bar in North London, so there's lots of kind of whiskey and Americanisms and stuff, but it really fits. That went really well, like basically packed like venue as well. You know, people like squidged in and standing on benches at the back and stuff. And it's always amazing to play to a room like that. You know, big vibe, really encouraged us. That's available online in the usual places. And we'll have singles out throughout the rest of this year. Not yet, but probably in the spring, I think. And one of them's got a music video that's being done by a friend of ours, Chris at Midnight Crow, and he's done like a really interesting, effects-heavy music video. So we can't wait to see it. We haven't seen it.
How does a track form with you guys? How does it start, and how does it evolve into a finished product?
Essentially, it's like mostly people either come with a riff, they come to the riff to practice, and probably that's our best method. You know, we just get together and start grooving, start jamming out, and it normally comes from there. You know, we've got a lot of lyrics written, so we either write fresh lyrics, or sometimes it just clicks, and then you just put the lyrics to the music.
We try to avoid the like, not actively, but try to avoid some of the stereotypical stuff about writing about like emo stuff. Not because there's necessarily anything wrong with that, and there's a lot of tunes out there that are all about particular subjects, shall we say, and we just try to, if we have written stuff like that, and that's fine, but we try to be a bit more like broad spectrum-y, you know, so there's a lot of kind of pop culture-y reference stuff and like some 80s things that we're all into, and so not to be obscure just for obscure's sake, but just to be a bit more interesting. Like a lot of metal bands are like that. And that's why we like the scene, because so many people are into so many different things, different artists and authors and influences, and all this big cultural diversity and stuff. And it's much better than just, you know, the kind of the pop stuff tends to be around a few central themes kind of thing. So,
and then we've got a couple of songs that are getting a bit more social issues and political as well. It's not overt, but it's
depends what mood we're in the right place.
We've all had a bad week. Or then a happy week and we write a country song.
That's variety there. So it sounds like you're quite diverse in your songs.
Well, that comes also from the influence we've got. We've all got different influences. It just kind of feed it nicely into, we'll write something and go, oh, it's quite a bluesy thing. Like, you know, it's obviously like start with a 12-bar blues, and then drop it into drop D or drop C, like Matt likes to do, and then start slowly down the riff and see what happens. And just kind of play and see what happens. I think it's the best way of doing it. Just jam it out.
Do you have different influences, or do you have the kind of same, or do you bring different things to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's crossovers. We all have certain artists that we all kind of like, but then we're all into slightly different stuff. Like, I mean, we all like classic rock. Some of us are a bit more into like stoner rock. Like Mal and I have gone to Desert Fest the last couple of years in Camden. 3 years. and we all bring something different. I think Steve's much more kind of classic rock.
Can't you tell by looking at me?
Yeah. But yeah, we all bring something.
Looking at the dictionary, there's a picture of you. This is classic rock.
Well,
So-
yeah.
With the
Look
hair.
at his hair. Look at his hair. It's the hair. Every girl's jealous of.
I think the thing that connects it all is we're all into big riffs, central themes and big riffs and big like groovy rhythms, and I think that's what kind of comes out in our own stuff.
Yeah, something you can tap your foot to, I think, is the main thing. Like, there was a band who were just sound checking, and they had these big, heavy, like nice grooving riffs, and we all kind of look at each other and go, yeah.
You start nodding your head to it.
So we're here at Metal to the Masses London 2015, Heat 5, getting numbers right, yeah. How did you hear about the competition? How did you get here today?
We entered it last year, and it was such a good night. I mean, the Mick organises like really good show, and the whole ethos as well. It's like, you know, it's a way of unsigned bands getting to play a festival that is getting bigger. I mean, Bloodstock, you know, it started out in 2000, whatever it was, playing at it was the Assembly Room, it was booked out in Derby, and you know, 700 person capacity venue, didn't quite sell out, but then every year it's built, it's growing, and to sort of even just get on the fringes of that and get involved with that, that's a really cool thing for a band that
It's a good festival, it supports grassroots as well.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
gives people the opportunity to take it to the next level.
And it's varied as well. It's not all like,
Yeah.
you know, one that's a black veil grind, trippy bands. It's really properly varied, but that's the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
part of it, is the
Yeah.
fact that you've got, like Rob Zombie's playing this year
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
but then you've got people also playing that there is crossover, but you wouldn't necessarily match them to that kind of band. And that's the best thing, like variety and stuff.
I think for us as well, like tonight, even if we don't go through, we're playing to a room full of people that are passionate about music and new bands and supporting new bands. And like last year, we played, we put our little clipboard out, and we got a load of people signed up to our mailing list.
And they're all active people as well. It's not
That's
just
really
people
good,
just
yeah.
for the sake of it or just standing at the back.
I think people are starting to come to this competition to realise that the quality of the music is good, and it's people, you know, they want to come and check out the bands and see what see what they can find out and discover new music.
Well, you know, a couple of the guys that are in our heat we've been listening to and going, these guys are really good.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely.
you know, so we've picked up a couple of bands that we like. So
That's great. What kind of message would you want to give to people who haven't seen you play, or that you might want to encourage them to come and see you? This is your platform.
if you like big riffs and bits of groove, bits of blues, you know, it's a heavy stoner rock with a blues twist.
yeah. If you like good time rock and roll, basically, good time hard rock with a bit of soul, come and see us.
So soul, not with that, not
No,
soul
not
singing,
me, but you know,
let's
with
clarify
guts.
Do you have soul? You don't play soul?
Yeah, exactly.
Rock with balls, there we go. That's like-
We will have soul backing singers one day. We'll do
One day,
a Lars Ulrich.
Matt and I are onto that. I've
Full
got some
orchestra.
Not doing a version of November Rain, how many times have we done it?
When do we get a horn section? That's what I want.
Do anyone play that song?
No, God, I'm not actually on a cliff face, but anyway.
But that, and I think we always put 110% into our stage performance, and for us that's also the biggest thing. If you want to, you're saying good time rock and roll, but kick-ass stage performance.
It's hard to, I think every metal band finds it difficult to lay down what they sound like when they're really into it and they're playing live and the crowd are really into it and stuff. I think every metal band has trouble laying that onto a record necessarily or conveying it. And if you've got a 30-second blip of someone on the radio or something, or streaming or something, you just can't necessarily always take away from that what they're really about, and then you could then see them live and just think, oh my god, this is incredible, and be blown away. So
listen to a track and see something, oh wow, I really was just taken back. And
so live music. So come, even if you don't like know anyone, come and see people play.
definitely,
support
the scene,
live music.
definitely.
Yeah.
No, guys, best of
Wicked.
luck.
Thank you.
for your
Thank
time.
you very much, Steve.
And,
Thank you.
see you on the train.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Appreciate that.